Hello everyone! Today is going to be my first comprehensive look at Burberry cosmetics. Also, my Burberry blog post will be full of photos, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. When Nordstrom ran their inventory SKUs, they realized that Burberry was the top seller in all of Nordstrom. So that includes Burberry shoes, accessories, and clothing. Nordstrom then realized how popular Burberry was with their customers and requested that the company create a cosmetics line. That is why the Burberry collection is only available at Nordstrom. Now for the products. We're going to start with the lipstick because it's the most obvious product that I'm wearing on my lips. Generally, you guys know that I don't like bright shades such as this, but this is the first piece that I purchased online off the Nordstrom swatches. So just as a word of caution, the Burberry swatches online are absolutely nothing representative of the products in person. So Tea Rose number 8, this gorgeous bright vivid pink that I purchased, looks like a dusty mauve shade on the swatch. So just realize that the swatches are not true to color and pick carefully. First of all, the packaging is just gorgeous. It has a unique magnetic swivel, and I'll show you how it works right now. Do you see that? It swivels shut on its own automatically because of the magnetic closure here. It's engraved with Burberry at the bottom, and as you can see in the lighting, I know my fingerprints are all over it, but it does have an embossed trademark check pattern all over the lipstick. It's not metal, but it is a weighty plastic. I like the gunmetal color because it's unique. And as you can see, the lipstick is marked with the check pattern as well. Now for the wear of this lipstick, I was pretty impressed because it didn't make my lips peel. Though I am wearing Chanel's Hydromax lip balm underneath, I usually don't. I have tried it without the lip balm and it doesn't make my lips peel, so sensitive lips can use this lipstick. Furthermore, darker colors like this tend to leave a stain behind even after you eat, so the color does remain. The lighter colors, however, such as Cameo and Cameo Pink, the two that I will be purchasing next, don't leave a stain, so you do have to reapply after, I would say, 3 hours. I get about 4 hours of wear with this and an hour or so with the stain, so a total of 5 hours, give or take. It's creamy, no tugging, it has a little bit of slip, but not noticeably so, and it is a joy to reapply this product. Next, I have the Light Glow natural blush, in Peony, which is number 4. And as you can see, the packaging of the boxes is really, really elegant. It has a thick cardboard textured exterior, and it has Burberry engraved with all the information, and on the inside it has a metallic foil, which is really nice. The larger items, such as the blush and the powder, come with this engraved trademark velvet pouch, which is also very luxurious. Once again, the packaging is quite heavy on this blush. They do give you more than the standard luxury blush. This is the color of the blush. It's a very bright pink with ever so subtle shimmers. I'm wearing it on my cheeks right now. And the brush that is provided isn't the greatest, but I do have to say it is much better than the typical Chanel Jouer Contrast blush brush, which is absolutely useless. And they once again checkmark the pattern on the blush itself. Now, it does disappear after a while, but not as fast as the one on the powder, which I'll show you next. It's very pigmented. I only need one swipe, and at the end of this video there will be a demonstration of all the products that I show in this video. And you'll see I only use a little bit of product and I get this full coverage color. It lasts all day. The fragrance is almost like a baby powder smell with a little bit of rose floral, but it doesn't have the same scent, so to speak, as the foundation and the powder do. We're going to continue with color, and this is the adorable Burberry single eyeshadow. And let me just tell you right now that I do not like single eyeshadows because they're a hassle to carry, the packaging is bulky, but this eyeshadow is to die for. They call this the sheer eyeshadow, And for some reason, I can't find the box at the moment, but this is in color Almond, number 6, I believe. And remember, all this information will be posted on my blog, so if you have any questions, refer to that first. It comes with a sponge applicator, just one, but that's good enough. It's a very heavy-duty applicator, not as good as Dior's applicators, but better than Chanel's. Once again, it comes with a very heavy check pattern. This also has a magnetic closure. It comes with a large mirror on top, and the eyeshadow itself is so silky. It's very smooth, very pigmented. The shadow sticks so well to my eyelid. And like I just said, I don't like single shadows, but I'll probably end up purchasing every single one in this line. I highly, highly recommend this, and this eyeshadow is my favorite product from the Burberry line. It also comes with its personal velvet pouch, which I would show you, except I can't find the box at the moment. And since many of you will ask, the colors on the Nordstrom site are pretty true to color, so you don't have to be as afraid of ordering an eyeshadow as you would be a lipstick. Now, this is a product that I was most skeptical about because I did see some bad reviews on this Burberry foundation, but the packaging, first of all, is gorgeous, and I do admit that that's part of what sucked me into it, but it comes with a very top-heavy case, and you pull it off like that. Very simple and convenient to use. It's made entirely out of plastic, so it's great to travel with. It has a Loctite lid, which once again is really convenient if you're the kind of person that's always on the go. It has the Burberry logo down here, and I just love the architectural shape of the foundation. Now for the coverage. This is the Hydraction by Dior Tinted Moisturizer, and they discontinued this a few months ago, and I was devastated because I could not find a tinted moisturizer that left me with a dewy finish but didn't make me look shiny or oily. Now that this is discontinued, this Burberry foundation is my replacement for that. Let me just say that this coverage is truly sheer. They do call this the sheer foundation, and believe me, it is sheer. It's slightly buildable, but not quite so. I've used 3 pumps before on my face, 1 pump here, 1 pump there, and another pump down the center of my face, and that gave me about sheer to medium coverage. So this is an ultra sheer foundation. If anything, it is a tinted moisturizer. It does provide color, and it does cover the redness and hyperpigmentation on my cheeks. However, if you are looking for a heavier foundation with a matte finish, this is not your foundation. Right now, I'm in number 5 Trench, and that's the highest number that I've ever been in any foundation. So for the fair ladies that cannot find a foundation to save their life that matches their skin tone, check out Burberry. If you're very fair, you're going to love this line. Number 5 Trench is a bit dark for me, but I do anticipate tanning up a little bit since it is still summer. I probably will have to purchase number 4 in the winter, but I'm not reluctant to. It does have a fragrance. It has a quite heavy fragrance, and I lost most of my smell when I had bronchopneumonia as a child, but I can still smell this a lot. It's a very heavy fragrance, and I was looking on the ingredients listed on the box, and it contains this ingredient called Rosa Roxburghi fruit extract, and forgive me if I pronounced it wrong, but it is a fruit that is located in Western China. It has an equally balanced smell of floral and fruit, but it's not off-putting in the slightest. It's very unique as a scent. However, if you have a very sensitive nose, this fragrance may be too strong for you to handle. It only lasts about 10 minutes and then it dissipates, so I'm sure you guys will not mind it too much. The powder, however, has the same exact scent, and I purchased the foundation powder, which has the most unique opening ever. It pulls up the magnetic powder with it so that you can easily access the sponge, which I think is really nice. Personally, I haven't tried it with a sponge yet because I get enough coverage with a large powder brush. Currently, I've been using my Chanel powder brush with it. This is the number 6 brush, and I feel that this dense, not too soft brush picks up the powder best. Once again, it comes with the trademark check, but it does disappear faster than any of the other trademarks pressed onto the powders. I personally really like this powder foundation. It's not overly matte, but it does provide a good amount of coverage. You can also use this powder foundation wet by using a damp sponge, and it'll give you a lot more coverage than you would with a brush or with a dry sponge, which is provided. I think oily skins would be able to use this as a luminous powder foundation, and I think dry skins would also appreciate that the powder does hydrate and it doesn't accentuate dry spots too much. So definitely check this foundation out. Now, I didn't purchase this. My best friend purchased the pressed powder. So she wanted to try the pressed powder because she didn't think the foundation powder would be necessary, but this pressed powder, let me tell you, is almost too sheer. So she purchased the darker shade, number 1, and this is called Porcelain. It's a pretty good match for her, but the other shade available is very pink. So if you're pink toned, purchase number 2. If you're warm toned, like my best friend, purchase number 1. Once again, it has the embossed check pattern. However, the coverage is really sheer, it doesn't help control oil, and for the price, I would much rather recommend that you purchase the powder foundation and use it sheerly with a brush to set your foundation as opposed to using this pressed powder. The velvet pouch, it's a little dirty, but it does come with a brush like this. And these are the least effective brushes for applying the foundation or powder, so I don't recommend you use this. I would recommend that you carry a sponge if you're going to purchase the pressed powder. Before this review concludes, I just wanted to let you guys know about the products that I did not purchase. The eye definer pencils or eyeliners are really beautiful. I love the packaging because it's really sleek. It reminds me a lot of Laura Mercier's pencils that have these defined edges. However, every review I've read claims that they smudge within an hour, and I have no doubt about it. As beautiful as the colors of the Burberry range are, I refuse to buy a pencil that is over $25 and smudges. So I suggest you avoid them if at all possible. The lip pencils are beautiful, and if you're a lip pencil fan, I'm sure you'll love them because I heard they do not bleed. Personally, I do not like to wear lip pencils because it takes too much work, unless I'm wearing a red lip, which is also very rare. So if you're interested, check out the lip pencils, but I'm positive that you can purchase a more affordable lip pencil that isn't one by Burberry and does the same thing for you. Next is the mascara. It comes in a great square tube. It's about this big, this tall. It is pretty bulky for a mascara. At the moment, I really don't need another mascara, so I may try it eventually, but there are so many mascaras on the market that are so much better that I doubt that I would really want to try the Burberry mascara. I might eventually, just to let you guys know how it works, but it is almost between a Dior Show brush and a YSL Effet Faucet brush. So it's in the middle. If you think Dior Show's brush is a little too large for you and YSL's Effet Faucet's brush is a little too small, I recommend that you try out the Burberry brush. And most of you know I am very picky with my lip glosses because sticky glosses make my lips peel to no end. And unfortunately, Burberry's lip glosses are very sticky. They do have a nice color range, but once again, like the mascara, the lip glosses have chunky packaging, and you'll see pictures of the lip glosses on my blog. They're not as sticky as Max Dazzle glasses, but they're sticky enough for me to want to avoid them. And for the last product, the bronzers. The bronzers are beautiful, but they run very orange. I do not like orange bronzer at all. I know some people that do. Olive skin-toned girls will probably be able to use Burberry's bronzers, but if you're very fair like me and have neutral undertones, you want to avoid Burberry bronzer. I'm going to take one pump of foundation on each side of my face and blend it in with my fingertips. And instead of using concealer, I'll take an extra half pump to cover the redness on my cheeks. Then using Burberry's powder foundation with a Chanel No. 6 powder brush, I'm going to sweep it all over my face. Next, I'm filling in my brows with Laura Mercier's Soft Brunette Eyebrow Pencil. Next, I'm going to take Burberry's Almond Eyeshadow using a Sigma 232 to sweep it all over my lids. Then I blended out the edges with my fingertip. Taking the Peony Blush in No. 4 with my Dior blush brush, I'm going to sweep on a bit of the product, tap off the excess, and apply the blush to my cheeks in an angled motion. I hope this obscenely long video was helpful, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.